Pisces, welcome to your reading for fall 2025. This is always for your Pisces sun, moon, rising, and for your Venus. How are our Pisces friends doing? So for you, we're using different decks. Instead of the Ganesha deck, we are using the Dolphins and Mermaids deck. We still have the Spirit Animals deck. We are now, though, changed tarot decks to the Wild Reflections deck, and we still have the Ascended Masters deck. And why? I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow, and that's kind of how it is, right? So Pisces, how are you? Welcome to your reading. Always referring to my notes because there's information that you need that may or may not show up in your reading. So Pisces, these last 4 signs of the zodiac, or the last third of the zodiac, it has been around big changes, big shifts. And this is no different for you, right? It's the last sign of the zodiac. This is a time for you for major transformations and also confronting your past, or as I would like to think, shadow work, right? Looking at the past. So Neptune has returned to its home sign for the final time before it leaves in the beginning of 2026. So just live in this moment, will you? This is also will help you to lift illusions and bring the opportunity to heal. Now, Pisces, they are the fish, right? They kind of like have free domain in the waters. Neptune is about dreams and not necessarily stability. They're kind of like out there in dream world. But here, you're going to have the ability to lift whatever illusions or misconceptions or misrepresentations that have been in the way. And, confronting the past is giving you an opportunity to heal from whatever it is. So career and relationships may also see healing, like personal relationships or your business relationships. And you could also see some career advancements coming your way, but it's through the healing process, right? Through the shadow work. When we start to let go of things to make room for the new, that's when opportunity presents itself. But you also need balance between your ambition and your personal well-being. So between moving forward into the career field or at your next job or your next elevation of work and taking care of yourself, not doing too much, not giving so much of yourself away that you do so to your detriment. And Pisces has a tendency to work and work and work and work and work. And then they wear themselves out, and then they have to go through a long period of rest. So try to balance that out, Pisces. Even it out a little more, it'll be a little easier for you. So we'll go into the Mermaids and Dolphins deck and see what guidance. This deck is so pretty. There's the back of the deck. And we'll see what guidance this holds for our Piscean friends. And all of these decks have like a blue tinge to them, except for the Ascended Masters deck. But let's see what the Mermaids and Dolphins hold for our Pisces friends for the season of the fall. Now, and keep in mind, right, readings technically are timeless. I am pulling these around your current astrology, but things change. You have free will and free domain, and you could choose maybe not to go into this specific healing or the specific energy, but it says positive energy, and there's dolphins here. Surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. And again, this could come back to the need for balance between your ambitions and your personal well-being. So your personal well-being is being highlighted, Pisces. So that is a big clue for you. So just kind of, lean into the positive energies. This is the back of the Spirit Animals deck, right? Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who make you feel loved and special, or that you feel appreciated around, that are your cheerleaders. And there's a card that's upside down. I want to turn it. That was a card from the last reading for Aquarius. So let's turn that back down. So yeah, avoid negative energy, right? And just kind of sit with people who uplift you or who you feel more at home with. And at home can be friends, right? It's not always family. It can be, but it can really be like the friends, whether it's friends at work, friends outside of work. It could also be maybe spend more time in nature with animals, right? That's always a good place to be. And let's see what animal spirit is guiding Pisces. Vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. You can take that a couple of different ways. But there's also no such thing as, well, to a degree, of wasted time. Taking a break, taking time off, taking a step back. Some people might look at that, and if it's too long of a period, maybe it can look like you're wasting time. But sometimes we need that reset, right? We need that rebalancing and recalibration of ourselves. That calibration word came up very strong, so I don't know what that is. Page of Cups. And that's about, loving yourself, right? Pages. The kids are really good at nurturing themselves. If you ever watch kids, they're not shy to tell you, like, what they want or what they need. I need a drink of water. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I'm tired. So maybe lean into that energy, Pisces, as to what is nurturing you. We have 2 cards face down. We have Page of Cups. We have 2 of Cups. And that's 2s are about balance, right? So again, we talked about balance. When we're, especially when I could speak, when we are in the healing process of some emotions or some situation, we don't have to charge through. As a Sagittarius, I know we have a tendency to charge in and then we have to retreat. Pisces, you operate a little differently, right? You kind of take your time with things. It takes a while for you to regain trust. 8 of Cups. You have 3 cups already, and you are a water sign, so this is your element coming up. So let's see what the other cards show. This is leaning into your strength, leaning into the things that are authentic to you. You have Justice, Queen of Pentacles. Let's just see if anything else wants to pop out. And then we'll get to the root of the deck, and we'll get to your reading, Pisces. It looks very interesting. 9 of Wands. That's taking a break. That is resting. We'll put this up here. And at the root of the deck, Pisces. Queen of Swords, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. So the root of the deck is the root of your reading. Queen of Swords, right? Focus, forward focus and vision. Cutting away. Swords are really good about cutting away the things that are in the way. But swords are also, the double-edged sword. So just watch where you're pointing that sword at. Because when you point that sword away, one edge faces the thing or the person that you're pointing it towards, but the other edge is up towards you. So just be mindful of that. But Pisces tend to not be very impulsive, but here's your Queen of Swords. So clear focus, guided by the divine or your feminine wisdom. So let's get into your reading, Pisces. You have Page of Cups, 7 of Wands, Page of Wands. You have 2 pages and 2 queens. Interesting. Pages are the youthful energy, right? They're the explorers. They're the ones who, when a kid has a crush on somebody, they're not afraid to say it, right? So, again, lean into your self-nurturing and say what you need. As adults, we are taught to filter ourselves, to keep it quiet, not to express our needs and wants. And then what happens is we get frustrated and we tend to back away. But this is reminding you, tend to your needs. What is it that you need, Pisces? What is it that you truly need? And listen to that intuition, because again, our water signs are the most psychic of the zodiac. So lean into that. Seven of Wands, right? Seven of Wands and Page of Wands. Again, another page. Inspiration, the spark of adventure, right? Listen to that spark of adventure. And here's the Seven of Wands, like she is going on an adventure. She's not even worried that she's crossing over that water and there's only a couple of branches. She's up for the adventure. And that's at the beginning when we talked about being around, your card is about, surround yourself with positive people. And I talked about getting back into nature and, maybe, people instead of animals. And she is definitely going out into nature, right? She's on her backpack. She is on her own personal journey. And everyone's journey is personal, Pisces, and yours is the same. So this is going to be about getting back to the nature of you, right? Transformation is not just going to the next level or evolving to the next version of you. It could also mean coming back to your authentic self, because you've been pulled in a lot of directions, right? You've been pulled in a lot of directions, and now you're bringing all your focus back. You have Two of Cups, right? Balance and choice, and you get to choose. So maybe you've been out of sorts. Maybe this confronting the past has been that you haven't been making choices for yourself. Maybe you've been listening to others. You also have the Justice card, which again is about balance. This twos are about balance, and this is about choices. And then the Justice shows up and says, I am going to make sure that the playing field is evened out. So there could be something that's going on, Pisces, that you were not given a fair advantage, or someone was taking advantage of you in a situation. And if that's the case, that is going to be rectified. Eight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Again, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Again, you have two pages, two queens. So pages are the beginning of the archetypes, of the court cards. And the queens are the highest of the feminine of the court cards. Just keep that in mind for a second. Eight of Cups. Just look at her. She's just adorned with her shells and her beautiful gown. She is on the edge of the water. Whether this is probably a sunset, because there is a crescent moon right here. And we just had the new moon in Libra. So maybe tune into some of that energy. That is the crescent moon there. So moving back to yourself. Again, she's moving towards the water. This one, she is crossing the water, getting back into nature. This is all about going back to the nature of who you are, Pisces. Queen of Pentacles. This is a woman who has had to work to find safety in her life. She has had to work to make sure that she has stability, financial stability, and all the things that are necessary in life. So you've worked hard, and that's sitting here with the Nine of Wands. It's like it's time to take a break. Harmony is being restored. This is your only major arcana card, and it is the card of harmony and balance. And again, this Justice is associated with the sign of Libra. We just had the Libra new moon. So go and either talk to your Libra friends, or go and look up the traits of Libra, which is about harmony, balance, beauty. lean into those things for yourself. It's almost like once you start going back into the nature of who you are, following your own calling, the balance, natural balance will start to restore itself. Now, I talked in I did a video on manifesting, and I said that manifesting requires action, and it does, but sometimes action is returning to you. Sometimes action is moving away from the things that are not good for you, right? Moving away from negativity, moving into positivity. It could be realigning back to yourself, and when you start to do that, the scales of justice start to automatically recalibrate. Is that word again? Right? And rebalance themselves. And guess what, Pisces? While that happens, when you start to feel that shift, you've already done the work. You get to take a break. I love these cards. They are all very nature-inspired cards. Like with the lush greens and the vibrant colors, right? You get to take a break. You get to sit back and you get to let nature take its course. Again, nothing is wasted, right? A walk out into nature is not wasted. Being with friends is not wasted. Moving back towards yourself is not wasted. Allowing yourself to take a break is not wasted. Allowing your divine feminine, this is not a queen, but this is very close to that queen feeling of owning yourself. Letting clear guidance open the path for you. Getting clear and where you have been off balance. Again, transformation is always not the next step forward. Sometimes it is transforming back to your authentic self, so then you can move into your next phase. Lifting the illusions that it has to be always forward motion, or that you have to constantly do something, or that you don't have help because you do. And sometimes resting, and again, being out in nature. All these cards are very vibrant. I love this deck. You have this, it looks like the sun rising here. It looks like the sun is setting here. And the only reason I say that is because there is a crescent moon. There's that balance of rising and living out into the sun, into the day. And then the nighttime comes. And then it's time to rest. Coming back to your own personal equilibrium and balance, Pisces. This is what this is all about for you. This is the reading I'm getting for you. Let's pull your last card. Hopefully this is, you have found some inspiration or some guidance, and maybe some more questions, and that's always a good thing. So always, Pisces, if you would like a deeper dive into your personal situation, you can reach out and we will schedule you for a personal reading. If you have questions just about this reading in general, put them in the comments, and let's get a conversation. Let's go a little deeper here, and then if you need a reading, we can always do that. And let's see what is guiding you, what or who is guiding you along this coming back to balance. And again, your one major arcana was justice, balance, harmony, beauty, right? So don't forget to take a rest also, Pisces, when you need it. Choose peace. Yogananda, choose peace. And this is positive energy, right? It's associating yourself with positive people and avoiding negative, choosing peace, going to the calling of who you are. Going into the nature of who you are. That's where you find peace, Pisces, is when you allow yourself to go back to the nature of you. Pisces, this is your reading for the fall. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have a Pisces friend, feel free to share this with them. And if you like the video content, go ahead and feel free to subscribe or to like the video. And yeah, if there's anything else you would like me to create content for the tarot, just let me know. And until next time, Pisces, always sending you light and love. Happy fall.